Hey.
Hi. How's it going?
Good. It's all right. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Good. Is everybody else meeting with us? When I checked the email earlier, I didn't see anybody else reply. But
Seth responded back,
Okay.
but he didn't reply all, so it just didn't show up for you.
Okay.
But he should be coming.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I've been reading through it. It's really repetitive, so I'm trying to get the main part of it. I don't know.
It wasn't too hard to understand this week. I felt like it was pretty good.
Yeah, it seems pretty basic. It's just I feel like it's just repeating itself over and over, like like says the same thing in like 8 different ways. So yeah, I'm just trying to get the good stuff out of it without wasting all my time reading the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm going out of town tomorrow right after work, so I've been trying to get everything done. So I can not worry about it over the weekends. So I've done most of the homework already, and it's not too bad.
well, that's good. Are you going on vacation or?
I'm going camping.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Where are you guys going?
My parents own like 40 acres of land. We're gonna go up to. They're building a cabin, but they're doing it the slow way. They're doing it themselves, and they're cutting all the wood down on the property and making their own timber. So they're really slow, but it's really fun.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's super cool. Wow. So they're using like legit like logs, like a log cabin?
Yeah. About, I don't know, 4 years ago, a beetle came through and killed about a third of all of the big trees. So we have all this standing, recently dead wood that's perfect for it. So they're just slowly hacking away at it. They're like some things they have to cut into timber, and other things they're just using, like for the walls, they're just using the whole logs. But for the floor and for the roof, they have to cut it into slabs. So that takes a long time, but it's really fun. You feel like pioneers with chainsaws.
Yeah, that's way cool. So are you going to help with that, or are you just going to check the progress?
Oh no, we go and work. Yeah, I'm not really don't really wield the chainsaw, but I wield the grinders and the big drills and things like that. I leave the chainsaw to my dad and brothers and my husband. They can handle me.
Man, that's cool. That's way cool.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
How are you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Good.
How about you guys?
Peachy.
Yeah. I complain all the time, but I guess I'm pretty good.
Nope, nobody listens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nice. How was you guys' week?
I'm good.
Just busy.
And what did I come in the middle of, Ann? What are you going to do?
My parents own some property that they're building a cabin on, and they're cutting all the trees down, like the log trees, pine trees, down on the property, and they mill their own timber.
Nice. That's awesome.
So we get to go pretend like we're pioneers with chainsaws for the weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
Sounds
fun.
like a lot of fun.
A lot of work and a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of work that is really fun. So it's not really work. Yeah.
I agree. I love that because you can see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I could run a chainsaw for work all day, I would. I actually kind of really like that. So.
I get chainsaw chops you can wear. It's just great.
Yep.
All right.
You guys ready to jump in, or do you wanna?
I guess so.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. Number one, as the economy declines into recession, the collection of personal income tax revenues automatically falls. This phenomenon best illustrates how progressive tax income system 1. Increases crowding out in the economy, 2. Decreases real interest rates in the economy, 3. Offsets the timing problem for fiscal policy, or 4. Serves as an automatic stabilizer for the economy.
Well, that one's number 4, right?
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. So it kind of, yeah.
It makes sense to me. I mean, just as the more money that people can keep in a falling economy helps, every little bit. So I don't know where the answer is in the book, but
Yeah.
It's under
In that first section.
okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got you. Sweet.
okay. Number 2, due to automatic stabilizers, when the nation's total income rises, government transfer spending 1 increases and tax revenues decrease, 2 decreases and tax revenues increase, 3 and tax revenues decrease, 4 and tax revenues increase. That one.
Go.
I have number 2.
That's what I have too.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I have the same thing, so.
Yeah. I'm trying to find where I found it again. I think it's under 13.2, built-in stability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not finding it again now.
I see it in a couple of places. It's in 12.1 and in or 12 or 13. Sorry, I can't get off the 12. Chapter 12. 13.1 and 13.2 both kind of give examples of it. So.
Awesome. Number 3. Refer to the graph above. A budget surplus would be associated with GDP level H, J, K, or L.
And that's on 13.2.
Yeah.
So it's.
So I have L.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4. The cyclically adjusted budget estimates the federal budget deficit or surplus if 1. The rate of inflation were 0, 2. The economy were at full employment, 3. The MPC were 0, or 4. The government had a balanced budget.
I have 2 for that. That's under cyclical adjustment budget in 13.3. It says Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
Okay. Number 5. The cyclically adjusted deficit as a percentage of GDP is 2% in year 1. This cyclically adjusted deficit becomes percent of GDP in year 2. It can be concluded from year 1 to year 2 that 1. Fiscal policy was more expansionary, 2. Fiscal policy was more contractionary, 3. The federal government is decreasing taxes, or 4. The federal government is increasing spending.
They're increasing spending, right? Oh, wait. So it goes from 2% to 1%. So it would be the opposite of that. Let's see. Or they're, man, it could be they're increasing taxes too. Let's see. What did you have for that?
I don't have one for this one. I wasn't sure. So I wanted to see what you guys thought.
The percentage of GDP is 2% in year one. This is 1% of GDP. Which one is contractionary? I keep getting those mixed up. Let me see. Okay. I think it's number 2. I don't really see anywhere in the book where it gives a specific answer to that, but basically, if the GDP, so if the deficit percentage is 2% in year one, and it decreases to 1%, then that means the government came up with more money, right?
Yeah.
So if they came up with more money, then they've got to be spending less and taxing more, which most likely that's what they're doing. So it would be contractionary because that's when they are taxing more and spending less.
Maybe like okay.
What was that?
I'm just trying to think of this too. I'm not sure.
Because they're not decreasing taxes, they're not using expansionary policy, and they're not increasing spending. So none of those would lead to a smaller deficit. So, but I'm trying to see, they should have at least some example where they talk about it in those words somewhere, but I can't find it. Where they talk about percentage of the deficit.
Yeah, I didn't see anything really that's talked about.
There is a similar example. I'm trying to discern what it says on the graphs on 13.3, because it says cyclically adjusted deficit year 3 to 25 billion cyclically adjusted deficit year 4. So there is a shift in that one. So we just kind of got to figure out what it's saying. I'm just trying to figure out.
Where was that again?
It's the two the two graphs, and it's graph B.
Those graphs are demonstrating a change in taxes, right? The blue lines is the tax, the first tax line, and the second one isn't that what it's indicating?
Yeah, that's what it's saying after the tax cut. And that's saying that it's having a downward shift from GDP 3 to GDP 4. So you have a decrease, same as ours, right? Or am I reading that wrong?
I'm just trying to read through it real fast, sorry. Yes, they're saying year 4. Okay. So Q1. Which one goes to which year? Q1 to Q2. So yeah, I'm still not sure what it's saying though.
Yeah, so year 3 you can see is at H, and
Uh-huh.
then it shifts. So they cut it by 25 billion. They cut the taxes by 25 billion down from 500 down to 475, and that causes a downward shift in GDP. It looks like almost half, down to F. So it goes from H to F or G. Actually, it
Okay.
goes from H to G. Um, and so I was thinking that
So
was,
number 3, the decrease in taxes.
yeah, decrease in taxes.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you guys think anything else? That's like the best that I can discern.
No, that seems.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It seems like that's what the graph is saying. So
Yeah.
That's the closest thing I can find. If we find anything else, let's come back to it because
okay.
I am not sure.
Yeah, that's good enough
Okay.
for me.
Okay, that's good. Number
Okay.
6. Refer to the data in the table above. The direction of fiscal policy became more contractionary from 2005 to 2006, 2001 to 2002, 2002 to 2003, 2003 to 2004. In 13.4, it talks about fiscal policy from 2000 to 2007, and it has pretty much just, well, I don't know, maybe it's a different graph, but
Oh, it's the same table. It looks the same.
yeah, you're right, it's the same. So I was trying to read through that, and find out which year was the most contractionary.
Mm.
It says that the year 2000 was contractionary, but 2000 is an option on our question.
I think the most contractionary is from 2001 to 2002, isn't it? Because you go from positive 1.1 to negative 1.1, and the next biggest is only from negative 1.1 to negative 2.7. So I mean, you have a 2.2, negative 2.2 versus a 1.4.
That's what I put down, but I wanted to get your guys' take and see if there was anything else in the book that
Okay.
indicated that. But if that's what you guys think as well, then that makes me feel better.
So 2001 to 2002?
Yeah, because that's the greatest shift downward.
Yeah.
On the graph.
That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's the biggest decrease we've had. So yeah.
Okay. Number 7. A major reason that the public debt cannot bankrupt the federal government is because the public debt is mostly held by foreigners. The federal government has a Social Security trust fund. The public debt can easily be refinanced by issuing new bonds, or the federal government can draw on its gold reserves.
I think
And
that's...
this one I have number 3, 4 from 13.5 under bankruptcy. Oh wait, maybe I'm looking at the wrong point. Under bankruptcy, wherever that is, we talked about it. Okay, 13.6.
Yep.
Is that good? Maybe I'm still. Well, I know what I found it at one point in time. Oh yeah, I found it. Large U.S. public debt does not threaten to bankrupt the federal government, leaving it unable to meet its financial obligations. There are two main reasons: refinancing and taxation.
So it's the third one?
Yes, because it can refinance.
Okay.
Number 8. When the federal government uses taxation and spending actions to stimulate the economy, it's conducting 1, fiscal policy, 2, income policy, 3, monetary policy, 4, employment policy.
Fiscal policy, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Number 9. When the federal government takes budgetary action to stimulate the economy or rein in inflation, such policy is active monetary policy, automatic fiscal policy, discretionary fiscal policy, or active federal policy.
Discretionary fiscal policy, right?
Uh-huh. Do I have to?
The section 1, it talks about that. And it says, yeah. Okay.
Number 10. When changes in taxes and government spending occur in the economy without explicit action by Congress, such policy is called blank fiscal policy. Cyclical, implicit, discretionary, or non-discretionary. And that was also in that first paragraph in 13.1, non-discretionary.
Okay, perfect.
And then 11, fiscal policy is enacted through changes in interest rates and the price level, the supply of money and foreign exchange, unemployment and inflation, or taxation and government spending.
I got the fourth one on that one.
Yeah, taxation and government spending, so I have to.
Okay.
Number 12. If U.S. Congress passes legislation to raise taxes to control demand pull inflation, this would be an example of supply-side fiscal policy, expansionary fiscal policy, contractionary fiscal policy, or non-discretionary fiscal policy.
That would be contractionary fiscal policy, right?
What I have. So number 3.
Yeah.
13. One timing problem in using fiscal policy to counter a recession is the recognition lag that occurs between the start of the recession and time it takes to recognize that the recession has started, start of predicted recession, and the actual start of the recession, time fiscal action is taken, and time that action has its effect on the economy, or time the need for fiscal action is recognized, and the time that it is actually taken.
So in the book, 13.5, it says the recognition lag. The recognition lag is the time between the beginning of the recession or inflation and the certain awareness that it is actually happening.
Yeah.
So.
I put number 1 on that one.
Yep. All right.
Okay, 14. The lag between the time that the need for fiscal action is recognized and the time action is actually taken is referred to as the crowding out lag, recognition lag, operational lag, or administrative lag.
Um,
Under 13.5, administration lag is what I picked.
yeah. Time needed for fiscal action is, when it's recognized and the time that action is taken. Yeah. All right. So that's 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
15. State and local governments are limited in their ability to respond to recessions because of local politics and politicians, their desire to always run budget surpluses, the lack of proper economic research and assistance, or constitutional and other requirements to balance their budgets. And then 13.5, it says offsetting state and local finance. It talks about their constitutions. It says they face constitution or other legal requirements to balance their budgets. So I put number 4.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay. 16. The crowding out effect suggests that increases in consumption are always at the expense of saving. Increases in government spending will close a recessionary expenditure gap, or increases in government spending may reduce private investment, or high taxes reduce both consumption and savings.
That one is reducing investment, I think. So it says crowding out effect and expansionary fiscal policy may increase the interest rate and reduce investment spending.
Yeah. Yep.
That's 3.
So 17. Yeah, it's 3. Sorry. So 17, it says crowding out is a decrease in private investment caused by increased taxation by the government, increased borrowing by the government, increased consumer spending by households, increased exports to buyers in other nations. So I have number 2 on that one, from that same section you were just reading out of.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And number 18, the Social Security program is designed to pay 1, current retirees using funds from their past contributions, 2, current retirees using funds from current contributions, 3, the lower income groups using funds collected from high income groups, or 4, older current workers using funds from younger current workers.
It's designed to be number 1, I believe, but let me
I thought it was designed to be number 2 because if it's number 1, then you're never going to have enough to retire. But if everybody's paying current rates to Social Security, then we're supporting everybody the same, right? So basically, if you worked in 1940, you didn't make enough money to retire in 1960. But because there are people working in 1960, people can retire in 1960. So.
Yeah, it's number 2.
Okay.
It talks about it in the last word thing.
Okay. Sweet. This one's going fast.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just along for the ride.
Well, since I'm going out of town tomorrow, I was really trying to get all my homework done way early this week. So.
Nice.
Yeah, Anne's always on the ball.
I know. I need to get on and do it before. Okay. So
Number 19. Federal budget deficit exists when federal government assets are less than liabilities in a given year. Federal government spending exceeds Federal government spending exceeds tax revenues in a given year. Federal government spending is increasing in a given year. Federal government taxation is decreasing in a given year. So I have number 2 on that one.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
yep.
Mentioned that earlier in the chapter when it first mentioned the deficit about if they're spending more than they're making. So it's talking about revenues, but I was wondering, was there a place later on in the chapter that solidifies that?
So on the last page under the definitions, it says a federal budget deficit that is caused by a recession and a consequent decline in tax revenues. So that's just same thing, like taxes don't meet up. You know, the government keeps spending what they need to and taxes don't meet up. So
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything else that could match. I was just thinking, because the deficit isn't just from 1 year. I mean, at least for us, it should be just for 1 year, but unfortunately,
yeah.
deficit covers a huge period of time. So I was wondering if it could be the assets and liabilities if you're including the debt owed to other countries, but I'm pretty sure it's number 2. It's got to be based on what's in the actual book. I haven't seen anything that would, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
What you're talking about sounds a little bit more like the public debt, which is the next one. And maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, but it says how is the public debt calculated? And I put
That's right.
by accumulating the annual differences between tax revenues and government spending over the years. So our public debt is like all of it put together, whatever we owe versus whenever we had surpluses.
That's right. 'Cause the deficit is kind of just like the inflation rate. It's just the percentage that year. It's if it's going up or down. That's right. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Either owed like in deficit or in surplus.
Okay.
But public debt is like the accumulation of it all, is my understanding.
Exactly.
So for number 20, I put number 4.
Okay. Sounds good. That's what I was thinking too. Shall I go ahead and submit it?
Go for it.
Okay. We got 90%.
Oh.
Is that 2 wrong?
Yeah, we got 2 wrong. Number 5. The cyclically adjusted deficit as a percentage of GDP is 2% in year 1. The cyclically adjusted deficit becomes 1% of GDP in year 2. It can be concluded from year 1 to year 2 that the fiscal policy was more contractionary is the right answer. So 2 is the right answer on 5. Oh, and we got 6 wrong as well. 2003 to 2004. And I don't see that, but...
Yeah, I might have to read more about that because I don't understand it apparently.
Yeah, me either. The other one I can kind of understand, like 5 I can kind of understand with the right answer, but this one I have no idea because...
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
I think that's it, though.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Next
I got
week.
a 95% still.
Oh, really?
Which one's
I must have clicked the wrong one on one of them.
What did you...
Let me see. Saying I got 18 done. wrong.
Number 18.
Oh, did you?
Right.
You might not have. You might not have switched it from A to B.
Dang it, that's right. I must have forgotten.
You didn't believe us. You didn't believe us.
I believe I believe you. I just totally forgot to do it. Oh well. Dang it.
I've done that. I've done that before. It sucks because you're like, no, I knew that answer.
Oh man. Okay.
So
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
yeah, thanks, Ann. What's yeah?
Yeah, next week I'm gonna be out of town again. Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
if you guys want to meet without me, or if you want to meet on Tuesday, those are pretty much my our options for next.
I think I can do Tuesday because I'm going out of town Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's probably
Okay.
best option for me too. I don't know.
Can you make that, Emma?
Yeah, that'll work for me. That's fine.
Cool.
Okay. Next Tuesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. I'll send out an email to remind everyone, and we'll decide on time. So.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys then.
See ya.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
I thought we were leaving Tuesday.